Tell me your name again.
Stephen Wyatt.
Stephen. Okay. All right, Stephen.
Yes.
Okay, good morning. I will call the ad hoc committee for the superintendent search of Charleston County School District to order. The purpose of the meeting this morning is to review the information that we have been provided regarding search firms. So with that said, my thought was, Kate and Helen, why can't I see y'all? Are y'all on not on video?
I am.
I'm on.
I see you. I see everyone.
Okay. I guess I'm doing something wrong. Hold on a minute. Let's see.
Maybe you can change your view on Zoom, like up in the right-hand corner where it says view. Maybe you can change that so you can see everybody. I sometimes have to do that.
Yeah, because we're not getting a full picture of you.
Yeah, I don't see let's see here. I don't know what I'm doing.
But we can see you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't look that good anyway, so I don't know why anybody would want to see me, or I would want anybody to see me this morning. Anyways, so what I thought is, if you have had time to review the 12 the information from the 12 firms we have, that we could just go through and I could, y'all could tell me who your top 5 up to 5 is, and then I will do mine, and then we could just compare notes. If you want to go through every firm, we can certainly do that too. So do y'all have a preference of how we do it?
I just think that for a matter of time, because you gave us this assignment in advance.
Yeah.
And I have studied and looked over all of the applicants and came up with my 5. So I don't see the need to go into any lengthy discussion. I have rated all of mine. And if we could just move forward for the sake of expediency, and maybe if anyone has any comments, we could go forth on that. But to go through every application, I don't think that we need to do that, because I've already done that. What about you, Ms. Darby?
I've done some of that. I did it like 2 weeks ago. So but I've got notes. But I think if you could start with your 5, and then I can just add to whatever, my comments to any of those, and then Joyce could do hers. I think that would make sense.
Okay, and Ms. Green, I just want to commend you on taking on this assignment. You too, Ms. Darby. This is extra work. And sometimes we don't get the credit for doing all of the extra things to make this operation work. I also like the way that you said, let's just assign the numbers. At first I said, why the numbers? And then I realized, for the sake of privacy,
right,
why that was a wonderful way of doing that. So if you all don't mind, I will give you my top 5.
okay.
And if you have any questions,
I'm going to write yours down, and then when I get Kate's, I'll write hers down, and then I'll give y'all mine.
Okay. And then I want to make one comment. There was one that, anyway, there was looked like it was anyway, I won't even go into that now unless there's some questions about my ratings.
Okay.
For number 1, Ms. Green, I did 3.
Okay.
2, 5.
Okay.
3, 9.
Okay.
4, 10.
Okay.
5, 1.
Okay. Kate, whenever you are ready.
Okay. I didn't score them that way. Can I
I
just,
didn't either. I
Okay.
just put, yeah, I chose the top ones. I didn't put them in any rank order.
okay, so I'll just tell you kind of what my top 5 are and why.
Okay, all right.
So number one, my notes, I just really like their approach. You know, what they said in their handout, like they put some effort into that, whereas some people were just, you know, clearly didn't put as much effort into it. The only thing I like, it's a very diverse firm, where some of the other firms are completely made up of people who don't look like the school district, I think, in many ways. The only thing I have on number one is I'd want to create, if we go that route, would be to create some kind of a buffer. They have somebody who used to work for the school district who worked for them. And I think that person's, you know, super capable, but I don't know that it would be appropriate for that person to be working on our search. So that's just my one note for that, for firm one.
Wait, let me back up. You did not rank yours,
I did not.
or you went,
I just put them in the order that Joyce did, so I know what their numbers are, but I didn't I just kind of wrote the notes of the ones I liked, and then the ones I didn't think were a good fit, you know, are I didn't spend a lot of time on.
So can you just go ahead and give us your 5, and I did not rank mine either.
Yeah.
But I could easily do that, and we could probably do that today as a group. Just go ahead and rank them if we need to do that. So just go ahead and give me your 5 in whatever order you have them in, Kate.
Okay, so number one, I definitely liked. Number 5, I liked.
Let's don't have any discussion about them at this point. Let's just talk about the ones you did.
Okay, so 1 and 5. Let me write those down. 1, 5, 6. Sorry, I'm just looking. And then, I mean, I didn't really feel super strongly about others. I do have some notes on 1, 5, 6. Sorry, I don't see. Oh, there it is. Number 11. I just had some notes that they had kind of an interesting approach. So I would say 1, 5, 6, and 11, but I'm totally open to whatever you all have.
what is your 5th one?
I didn't really have a 5th one.
I only did 4 as well, and mine are 1, 3, 5, and 6.
Okay, let me look and see who 3 is real quick.
So and I would put number 3 at number 1.
Oh yeah. I agree. 3. Sorry, I meant to add 3 too, because they have. Yes, I like 3 too. So I could put 3 at number 1.
Okay.
And then can you tell me, sorry, I didn't write down, what were Dr. Frazier's? It doesn't matter which order, but what were her 5?
3, 5, 9, 10, and 1.
9, 10, and 1. Okay. I need to look at 9 and 10.
I would probably, on mine, in terms of rank order, do you want to take a minute and rank yours, Kate? And I'll do the same. I several of these, I just didn't feel that strongly about. I eliminated quite a few of them because I didn't see diversity. It
Yeah.
certainly doesn't mean they don't have it, but you know, I'm not sure. Some of this information came from websites. Others came from, not sure where Dwayne got the information from. So I guess in my mind, I thought if diversity is important to you, you would make sure that whatever information you got out there, people would know that you are a diverse firm. And if I didn't see that, that could have been a reason I eliminated it. Number 10, number 9 and 10 are from Dr. Frazier, are the two that nobody else has rated, that nobody else has put in their 5. So we probably need to look at those two. I need to go get my I got to run and get my cord to charge my phone. So y'all keep going.
Okay.
We can wait for you.
Yeah. I know, I understand what you were saying about that one where the person worked for the district.
Yeah.
I just didn't comment on that, but I noticed that. But I
Yeah.
also noticed that if you look at number 6, 8, and number 11, well, I just didn't even deal with number 11. If you look at the information they sent, I was wondering why their application or their submission was very limited to 1 page. I don't know whether they submitted it like that or whether we just left off some of their information.
Well, and the thing is that we didn't reach out to anybody saying, please submit, and this is the information we want. You know,
okay.
Mr. Mazik, somebody from his office must have reached out to people. And so I agree, it wasn't very consistent. I mean, some people did spend a lot of time on it and others did not. So I think if we saw somebody that we liked and there wasn't enough information, I think whoever won, we could ask them for some more information. And I think whoever we narrow it down to, we ought to, clearly define the kind of information we want from them, because we didn't really dictate that process. So that was what I.
And that was the reason why I didn't necessarily think at this juncture we needed to rate them, although I'm okay with doing that, because I thought because we don't have apples to apples here in these
Correct.
packages. I mean, for the same reasons that Kate said. I mean, we don't have, and for instance, looking at number 9, the reason I excluded them was that they didn't have any information on their associates. And I didn't know if the associates were diverse or not. And that was the reason that I excluded them. But otherwise, based on the information they provided, I probably would have included them. So, I mean, it could be that our objective is to come up with the 5 best in no particular order and decide whether we want to, I'm thinking we probably should want to talk to at least 5. I thought initially 3, but after looking at the quality of what we got, I think we probably should reach out to at least 5. Now, the thing that I am not sure about, I will just tell y'all, and this is a little bit off the subject, is where we're going with this. I don't understand why we did not get any feedback from any of the other board members. I don't know if that's a way of them saying, I'm not participating in this, we shouldn't be doing this at this point. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you.
I take it as I don't think it's that they're not participating. We probably do have people who aren't going to participate in other things. I don't know that people see it as a priority. They should, obviously, but
Kate, you froze on us. Miss
Yeah,
Darby? Yeah, she's out.
I'll send her a
Can you call her?
text.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some questions about the process too. What's the next step?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, we didn't get any clear direction as to how long this process is going to take.
Exactly.
We have a whole lot of missing information here.
I think if we can come up with 5, I think what we would do is if we are moving forward, if this committee is moving forward, because I think our only assignment was to review the firms, but if we are moving forward, my recommendation would be that before we call them in, and I think maybe the first call would be like a Zoom call to meet with them, and we would specifically ask all of them to provide us with whatever it is that we want. You know, if we want to know who would be working on the firm, what they've done, et cetera, et cetera. So everybody would have the same information and would be responding to the same information. And so that would probably be my thought about the next step, but that would also include us sitting down and talking about what it is we want in a superintendent.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I don't know if part of what Lauren knows plan to do on the 21st and 22nd, I know Kristen had said she thought we needed to have that meeting before we did what we were doing so there may be some discussion about them doing something with regards to the qualities of the superintendent in that 2-day, which I'm not sure I'm gonna make for both days, in that 2-day session.
I'm not gonna make any of those days.
You aren't?
No. I'll call you later.
I was about to say, call me.
Okay.
Yeah, call me. Okay, so Kate is still out. Oh, she said Zoom crashed on me trying to get it back. Can someone let me in?
Okay.
Stephen, are you still there? Stephen? I don't know how to let Kate in.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Darby it has crashed and she says, can someone let me in?
Yep, she should be back in now. I just clicked her in.
Okay. Okay, so Dr. Frazier, let's get back to identifying the 5. Number 9, I think number 9, I don't really have any problems with. It was just because I didn't know anything about their associates. Number 10, look at number 10. How strongly do you feel about them being included?
Well, I included them.
I know you did. I did not. And so that's why I'm asking you, how strongly do you feel about including them? I did not include them. Kate did not include them.
Oh, okay.
And mine may be for just, you know, personal reasons, but
well, you want, I do have an opinion about that.
okay.
I will let you know that I did have some discussion with that group. And in all fairness, I will talk with you about this later.
Okay. But do you feel very strong? Do you feel very strongly about them?
I feel that in order to have the kind of search that we need to look beyond.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I totally
and keeping
agree.
in mind that superintendent searches are so politicized, and sometimes we need to go beyond our back door.
Exactly. And that was the reason I did not include them.
Okay. Well, we're on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the reason that I did not include them.
Okay.
And let's see, the only other one, so we have we have three that we all agree on. We have five that we all agree on. We have one that we all agree on. So we have three that we all agree on. Kate and I have number 6.
I can go with number 6. I would
You-
just request some additional information.
Yeah, that me too. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
put me down for number 6.
and take off which one?
Take off number 10.
Okay. You and I work well together.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
got 4, and the next one, you got 9. I've got, let's see. Oh, I only did 4. So I could go with 9 or 11. Kate, you did 9, Kate did 11. I can go with either one of those. Is Kate back on? I guess not. Let's see who is. I need to look at them.
I would go with, okay, I did not choose.
I'm back on, Joyce.
Yeah, I did
Okay.
not choose 11 because I didn't see
I agree with you.
and I know we said we weren't going to discuss them in depth at this time. I didn't see where there was superintendent searches involved in the material that was provided to us. So
I
you
could
wanna
take,
have-
I could take 11 off and we can add 9. Because 9, I
Okay.
had made a note that I just wanted to see some more about their associates. So I'm going to take 11 off and add 9.
Well,
Okay.
y'all are so good to work with. We are in agreement on 5 of them. Number 3, number 5, number 9, number 6, and number 1. Not in that particular order, but that's the ones that we are working on. Is everybody good with that?
I think we ought to add your last one because it looked very impressive.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I did
So
too.
that if we could do the top 6, would you all
Okay.
be amenable to that?
I looked at that one this morning, and that is my fault. Somebody sent that to me, and I had already sent out the information, and I thought, oh God, here I go. How do I know the school board members, and somebody's gonna complain. And then this morning it just dawned on me, well, I'm only dealing with Kate and Helen, so I'll just send it. But I agree with you, if y'all are good with that one. Right now they are number 13.
Okay.
Because and that takes them out of my alphabetical order, but that was just the way I did it this morning. So they are number 13. So we will just use them. I guess I'll go back in and redo the order. Because I just did it based on alphabetical because that was easier. I'll go back through and redo the order and include them where they should be. So we would still have 6.
6.
Right.
So Joyce, can I ask real quick, when my Zoom crashed, did you all, so do you think at some point we need to get some consensus from the board or some direction from Reverend Mack about how far we're supposed to go? Like,
Yes.
That is going to be part of my presentation
Yes.
what I'm gonna say. So y'all just will be aware. What my plans are is to say that we were very disappointed that nobody had time to provide us with their feedback. I will give them the same legend that I gave y'all, so that we would just be talking about numbers. And then I'm going to say it was my understanding that we were to choose firms for consideration, for board consideration. We need clarity on if this fulfills that and there's nothing else for us to do, or if we need to do any additional work. And if we are to do additional work, I'm gonna ask what that is because as I was talking to Dr. Frazier, when you had gone, when you were out, I think before we can actually call these firms to, I was thinking we'd call them and set up a Zoom. But before we do that, we need to come together on
Yes.
what our expectations of the firms are and what we are looking for in the superintendent. Because I think we need to be, I think we need to be able to share that with the firms. And then we need to make sure we are asking the firms all the same information so that when we start to rank them, in terms of weeding out some of them, they have all responded to the same information. Are y'all good with that?
Yes, I would like to also request a time frame for moving forward. I'm not clear on whether this is an immediate kind of activity that we are performing, or whether this is 3 years from now, 2 years from now, keeping in mind that some of us are not going to be here in November.
Right.
So what's our time frame?
That was the other thing that I had, because I think we have not discussed as a board how the board actually feels about moving forward versus handing this off to the next, to the next board. And if we are going to actually hand this off, then all of our work could be in vain.
That's exactly right.
And if we could get, I guess part of me feels like we're in a better place of being able to relay to a search firm what we need in a superintendent than a new board coming on.
I agree.
That's part of my thought. And my thought is, if we could get the firm selected, get that information to them, and then pass it on, I'd be okay with that, and let the next board make the selection. I'm perfectly okay with that. But I do believe it's a lot of work to be done. And I do believe that whether they would acknowledge it or not, a new board could benefit from the fact that all of us have been on the board at least a couple years, and we have probably a better idea of what we want in the superintendent for the county than somebody that would be coming on, just totally new. Those are just my thoughts.
I agree. Period.
Okay. Kate, you have any thoughts?
I agree. I think I agree with you. I think we should, especially with this governance process we're going through, and because we have people that have been on the board for many years, we ought to be able to come up with what the district needs in a superintendent. Although I know that whatever search firm is chosen would do that too. I agree that we need to make sure they're all responding to the same information. I personally don't think that we ought to be doing an actual search, which I think that we're all saying the same thing, because, again, we could have 7, 8, 9 new board members, and I think we're going to have a hard time finding a superintendent who's going to want to come with that kind of an unknown. So I think, the new board could take the data we've provided and then do the search. That's where I am.
I think we're all in agreement. I think we're saying the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, y'all, I mean, that's all I've got. Y'all have been great to work with, and I appreciate y'all taking the time to kind of go through this. It was kind of, I hadn't done one of these in a long time, so it was kind of exciting for me. And I'm not saying that these are the best that's out there, but it is what we've got. I guess, if depending on what kind of guidance we get at the next meeting, if we, we'll know whether what we need to do, but it could be that this is all we are asked to do. So I guess we'll find out at the next meeting if anybody wants us. The other thing I had said, Kate, was that this governance process, I think, is supposed to according to Kristen, have something to do with the superintendent search. And so, I think that's scheduled for the 21st and 22nd, which would be before our next board meeting. So if anything comes out of that, then I will, I could include that in my report. I'm not sure that I'm going to make it for 2 days, 2 full days for that meeting, but anyways, we'll see what comes out of that.
That all makes sense to me.
Are you going for both days?
I mean, I'm probably going to just take off of work and go. I may have a work meeting that I have to do. I'm not dying to take off for 2 days.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on them to tell me what the times are going to be too.
Right. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that.
Me either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
well, unless someone has something else,
Yes,
thank you all.
I guess my question is, are we going to have the governance training with people who are no longer going to be on the board?
That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly. Well, take me for example. I'm not going to be on the board. And what is it that we can do long term with these with some of us who know we aren't going to be on the board? And part of me, Dr. Fraser just says, well, I don't need to be there anyways because I'm not going to be there. But I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Well, but I think what they're focusing on, Dr. Fraser, is there was this piece that he wanted to get, and which would be those of us that aren't running would work on this to do some things so that community members who are going to run, that we have kind of a school board school in place. So I think that's one thing they want to try and accomplish. I agree. It doesn't make sense to do a whole lot more than that with people, because I'm coming off too. So I know.
Well, and the fact that they want this to happen before this committee reports, is that what I'm hearing from you, Ms. Green?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they wanted, I think for purposes of moving forward, I think for what we have done, it won't make any difference in terms of the work that we have done to date. But I think going forward, I think they feel like the information that's coming out of that 2-day meeting, some of that information would be helpful as we talk to firms, if that is actually the next step. Anyway,
Miss Darby, may I ask you a personal question?
Yeah. Wait, are we still?
Well, we might. Do we need to get off and then stay on?
The meeting's still on.
Huh?
Okay. So how about can we adjourn the meeting and stop the YouTube?